One of the biggest issues I see working with leadership teams is that they just treat their employees like a number on a spreadsheet. I'm Daniel James, spent 10 years in the military trying to build authentic leadership. And now I help companies with their leadership team, their executives. And the biggest issue that I see is that companies are so focused on the bottom line, the output, the financials, that they forget their employees are actually people. They're made in God's image and likeness. They have a soul, a mind, and a body. They have families. They might have children. They have friends. They have their own history, their own baggage, their own traumas. And human beings are complex. And the biggest thing that frustrates me and used to frustrate me in the military is when people would just say, oh yeah, that person can deploy last minute, don't even understand anything about their situation, their family situation, and they ultimately don't care. So this video is going to be talking a little bit about leadership, authenticity, and how we can become better leaders and understand that the first thing about being a leader is understanding that you're a servant. You need to serve your people. You need to put them above yourself. You need to lead by example. So one of my biggest gripes with social media is when you see all these gurus saying that their life is perfect, they've got everything together, they wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., they train, they don't do anything wrong. Now I wake up at 4 a.m., I train, I pray, but I still get things wrong. I still get habits wrong. I slip into old ways. But that's where authenticity comes in, and honesty, and just talking to your people as a person. I did a post on social media a while ago about I speak to private soldiers. I used to speak to private soldiers and one-star generals exactly the same, because they're all people at the end of the day. And the more you understand that, and the more you understand people and how people think and how people operate, then you'll become a better leader. You'll become a better servant leader, and you'll become more authentic. So I encourage you this week, try and give someone your absolute time and attention. Try and be present with them. Don't just treat them like a number walking into the office. One of the biggest things I used to do whenever a soldier would walk into my office, I would actually move my chair away from my laptop, or I'd even close my laptop lid. And I'd say, what can I do for you? How can I help you? What's on your mind? And I would look them in the eye and say, how can I help you? You've clearly plucked up the courage to come to my office. How can I help you? And I would treat them like a person. I think a lot of leaders out there think, firing off emails makes them a good leader, or ticking boxes on a spreadsheet makes them a good leader. It doesn't. It makes you a good manager. And well, it doesn't even make you a good manager. It just makes you a good person at ticking boxes. And I think this is the biggest element that leaders have forgotten. And, I'm not blaming all the leaders. I'm blaming organizations. I'm blaming cultures, because where we get it wrong, we find an employee who's really technical, really good at their job, and we promote them into a leadership position. And then what do? We don't teach them how to be a leader. We don't teach them how to lead by example, how to mentor their people. And then when they get it wrong, businesses hold them to the fire, or even worse, end up kicking them out the door. And, it's one of the things the military actually got semi-right. They would promote people, but then they would have to go on a career course to learn a little bit more about themselves, a little bit more about leadership, before they fully substantiated in that rank. Now, the military got a lot of other things wrong in terms of the reporting and the biases, but That was one thing it definitely got right. It put you on a course. Now, I know this video might be jumping all over the place a little bit, but all I want you to walk away with is, how can I be more human? How can I be more authentic? How can I actually serve my people? Yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep working on these videos. I'm going to try and make them a little bit longer. Maybe start bringing in more interactive elements, which I normally do on my workshops, just so then you can get an insight into how I run my workshops. But for now, I just want to keep it raw. I just want to keep it authentic. If you like the videos, like and subscribe. If you want to learn more, if you want to see more from a certain aspect, comment, let me know, and I will do a video on it. Hope you have a great day.